welcome back to the TBM crew. Today I'm with Jeff Thomson, that for those who live in the moon and still don't know him, he's a consolidated author in the zombie world. And he's also a reviewer on our website. just saying. And you have great news this month, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, tell me.
Full Metal Zombie, the 9th and final book in the Guardians of the Apocalypse series, is finished, and it comes out on the 30th. You can get it now on pre-order from Amazon. If you like, save $1.
Oh, and this is your book number 17?
Yes, it is my 17th novel. If you don't include the 4 other pieces of absolute crap I wrote and never published.
That's awesome. And can you give us some hints in the book? Because if this is the last time, this is the last one, that's an important one.
Well, the second chapter of the saga, which began with Zombies Don't Surf, is about taking the first group of volunteers through boot camp in the Coast Guard so that they can get more people to help them save the world. And that's what these 5 books are about. And this 5th and final book is the end of boot camp.
Okay, we'll need to grab it. We need to take it, this one. But I think all your series, that all the books in the series have had an amazing embrace, right?
Well, not as good as I'd like them to be, of course, but yeah, they've sold really well, steadily. I haven't been posting huge numbers, but they're continuous numbers. So I'll take that. I have actual fans, which still freaks me out, but they seem to like it. So.
Yes, because even they say that all the zombie world is dead now. Well, that's not true. Just people just love. Yes, that's not true. People just love them.
There's a lot of talk from the straight post-apocalyptic side of the genre. No zombies, just like. The big thing of the last few years has been EMPs, the electromagnetic pulse, and the world goes screwy.
Yes.
The people on that side of the genre have been saying, "Oh, zombies are dead," and it's like I watch a lot of documentaries.
Yeah.
I like them, and I use them for research. And it turns out, I saw this documentary, zombies have been around, the cultural icon of zombies have been around since the Iron Age.
Wow.
They didn't call them zombies back then, they called them revenants. But you can see it throughout Europe, you can see graves where people were buried in such a way that they cannot get back up again.
Yeah.
Now, why would they do that?
Exactly. Or the bells. The bells in the, right?
But the bells were in case you got buried alive. There were some dark times back then. I would not want to have been alive. But yeah, in the event that you were buried alive, the coffin came with bells, and there's a string inside the coffin that you can pull and supposedly ring a bell, and they would have night watchmen in the graveyards
thinking that it's the wind
or something. I don't know. But there were other graves that they found. Well, there's a famous one that's still around. It's got an iron cage built on top of it.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's keeping something in there. I don't know what.
Yeah, because how did they choose who deserved the iron cage?
Who knows? Who knows? But zombies have been around
Mm,
in our storytelling, in our mythology, in our cultural zeitgeist since the Iron Age.
yeah.
That's a long damn time. We're talking 3,000 years.
If it's not dead already, it will never be.
Exactly. I think we're on safe ground.
Mm. I watched also this documentary that the chewing corpses. No, that one of the things that a corpse can do is like to chew. And that was one of the things that had them obsessed time ago. That one of my questions was, who saw that? Because
Who knows?
right, how much time do you have to spend staring at a corpse to realize that it's chewing?
But you got to kind of wonder about that, about all of these mythological monsters that we take for granted now. For example, the werewolf.
Yeah.
What possessed people to think that there was a man turned into a wolf out there? I think there was some sick so and so
Yeah.
out there who was raping and savaging
Yes.
women or something like that.
Yes.
And they couldn't imagine at that time that a human being could do such a thing.
Yeah.
So they decided, well, no, it must have been a werewolf.
It's a justification.
I guess. I don't know.
Yes. And also the vampires, that they already buried the
Yes.
people with the, how you call it, the sticks, you know,
Yeah,
the
the
heart,
stakes and the
the stakes.
beheading.
Yeah.
And, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? It had to have come from somewhere. Some event or series of events must have happened to put
Yes.
this idea into people's heads.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
What that was, I have no idea, but it had to have come from somewhere.
Yes. I think the zombies must come from, I don't know the word in English. In Spanish, is catalepsia, that it seems that you're dead, but you're not, and you just suddenly stand up.
There's a lot of that in the voodoo culture, or Valdoon, or goes by like 3 or 4 different names.
Yes.
But yeah, there was like some kind of drug they made that I mean, you seemed like you were dead, but you really weren't.
Yeah.
And it made the victims supposedly incredibly susceptible to suggestion.
Yeah.
So you create a zombie, a voodoo zombie, and then you go kill Mr. Jones over there.
Yes. Got you, people.
Back to shooting again. There we go.
I also think that zombies, I mean, it's something you cannot relate to it because you have never lived that, but it's something that makes you think. When I read a book or I watch a movie,
very pretty picture, but it's frozen.
Yeah, you think of it like, you know, what would happen if in my house? I would be screwed. You know, like in your country, you have a lot of, I don't know, the weapons and all of that. It's more. I mean, it's normal, but here it's not.
No.
I have a knife, nothing else. You know, so that makes you think when you read zombie books.
That's true. I mean, you can say that about the post-apocalyptic genre in general.
Yeah.
I think people like to be able to project how they would respond. It's like I don't know if it's a yearning for the frontier days or what the thinking is,
Yeah.
but people love to be able to put themselves
Yes.
into that situation and go, how would I react?
Hmm. Yes. It's
Well,
very easy.
plus, well, yeah, and plus in an apocalypse, no more bills.
Yes.
Your rent ain't due,
Yay.
so
Yeah. I prefer zombies than bills.
an argument could be made, yes.
Yes, and also I have to say that zombies is the only kind of horror that gives me nightmares. It's the only one. If I watch a movie on zombies, I can tell you I'm gonna dream all night. I'm gonna run all night in my dreams. And I wonder why, because I read and watch a lot of horror, but zombies is something. I was making a translation to Spanish from a zombie book, and someone entered and asked me, what did I want for lunch? Do you want chicken for lunch? And I was like, no, I don't want meat. You know, from now on I'm vegan. So it really gets to me, you know, like all the
So you do translations into Spanish. Interesting.
yes.
I keep meaning to tap into your resource. Because I know you've got a lot of them.
Well,
I did not know you did translations as well. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
We might need to talk.
Okay. It's fun also, because translating these kind of things, there's words that I had never thought of. You know, like, and this, how do I say this? I mean, is this even a word?
What do you usually translate from? English into Spanish, or does it matter?
Yes, English. Yes, because my English is not good enough to do it backwards. Yes, even more the slang and the, you know, I can perfectly understand English, but if I had to translate and create that text from myself, I think it wouldn't be as organic, you know, because there's a lot of words that.
Yeah, well, it's not your natural language. You don't think in English.
Exactly.
So
it's difficult. Even sometimes I have to even look for things. There are some words that are still like, what is this? It's not easy.
I'll bet. I'll bet. We may have to talk.
Yes.
Lady. Excellent.
It's very fun. It's very fun to do. Okay, and you have more projects, right? Yes.
Officially, the next thing I'm tackling is the third and final book in my Pressure series, which is the straight post-apocalyptic. It's about what happens to a small town in Oregon immediately after an eruption of the Yellowstone supervolcano.
Okay.
It's called Pressure. The first two books have been written for a couple of years. I've hesitated to finish the last one because it concerns society tearing itself apart.
Yeah.
Which in recent years has been a little bit too close to reality.
Yeah.
So I haven't really wanted to go there, but I'm finally going to finish it. And while I'm doing that, I'm working on this new series I just came up with called EPIC MAYHEM.
Okay.
Which is, okay, I'm going to throw a lot of movie and TV references at you. It's the Dresden Files meets Sin City while hanging out with the Warriors.
Hmm. That's great.
It's just I've been toying for years. I've been toying with the idea of creating a not quite real universe
Yeah.
in which to go full on Cherry Bruckheimer, um, Quentin Tarantino,
Oh, I like
action,
that.
violence, just full on, no holds barred.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a supernatural twist. There's magic involved and demons and stuff, but it's just an avenue from which I could just get a bunch of frustrations out, something. I've written the first 10 chapters. Some people have read it. And so
Yes.
far, they love it.
Hmm.
They
So it's
love it.
something very
So,
different.
yeah, yeah, it is.
Yes. Have you worked with demons? Well, worked. Written on demons before? This
I
one?
have written 2 collaborations, one of which was with, um, let's see, go by N.E. something, N.E. Putnam,
Mm-hmm.
N.E. Putnam. It's a pseudonym. It's not her real name, but I did a book with her called Dark Incubus,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and I did another one with 5 other authors
Hmm.
called The Collector.
Okay.
Both are about demons.
And do you like writing about demons? Because it's very different.
It's different, but there are a lot of possibilities
Yeah.
because demons they're like Loki, the god of mischief.
Yeah.
There's all manner of mischief that they can get up to.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot
And
of
it's
fun in there.
a lot of fun. And that right there is what I think is missing
Mm-hmm.
from a lot of, especially what you see in movies and TV. It's you have these big, epic, huge budget, thousands of special effects,
Yeah.
action movies that forget that they're supposed to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you watch these, you're not watching these things for intellectual enhancement.
I know.
You're watching them to see shit blow up.
Yes. Yes.
And if the filmmakers are taking that too seriously, everybody has seen action movies. Everybody has seen monster movies, demon movies, and
Yeah.
they're in on the joke. So if you act like the joke doesn't exist,
Yeah.
you're losing a lot of your audience. You've forgotten that it's supposed to be fun.
Yes. Yes. They are very disappointing, many of them.
Yeah. All the big violent movies and all the big action movies in the 80s, all the Schwarzenegger and Stallone, and, all those movies.
Yes.
Never took themselves seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was about the explosions and Rambo shooting 17,000 people with a single magazine, never changing, never running out of bullets.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
I love it. Yes. Yes. The movies they make nowadays are so disappointing. I watch them just to give them a chance, but it's
yeah.
Yes.
You know what? You notice my reviews. Most of them are for older movies.
Yeah.
Because the new ones these days suck.
Yes.
I'd rather watch an older movie that I enjoy
Yes.
and write a review about that
Mm-hmm.
and share it with people not as old as I am, who may not have seen them yet.
Yes. I can't think of a movie about demons that it's made nowadays that I actually like. And it's too bad because I like demon horror. To me, it's my favorite. And it's very disappointing not to be able to find new movies that I like. Many times I get into Amazon Prime and all of the video, Prime Video from Amazon. I try to look for new things, like let's see what's in there, and I start them, and half an hour, and I just because they are not fun, they are not scary. Is it supposed to be scary? It's a demon. Have fun, make it,
Yeah, well, the old dead from the 80s and the 70s and even the movies from the 50s. All those old bug-eyed monsters and, the special effects really sucked, but the movies were just so much fun.
Exactly. But I think now they have many more filters. Like you cannot talk about this because about that, like they don't have fun anymore doing this kind of movies. I don't know, it's I have a lot of disappointment on that. I watched one that disappointed me so much. I don't know if you've watched it, was The Last Exorcism. Because when I see exorcism or demons or something, I just go for it to see if it's worth it. The Last Exorcism, you know which one is it? It was so disappointing because I watched the trailer, but it's one of those movies that they put all the good things in the trailer.
And that's you just watch the best parts of the movie.
Exactly. There's nothing else. I liked the corpse. It was pretty creepy, like they contorted and all those things and the morgue. But beyond that, she was turning pretty. Prettier and prettier. She was a cheerleader at the end of the movie. Why is that scary?
Who knows? All these possession movies, and it just doesn't do it for me.
No, maybe that kind of like Emily Rose, but that's a romantic one. That's like a little candy. Right?
Well, yeah, but you didn't go back to something like The Omen.
Yeah,
the original Omen with Gregory Peck. That is one of the best horror movies ever made.
Yeah.
It's just great. Well, even Constantine.
Yeah.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
They're supposed to be making another one.
That was fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun.
It's a fun movie. Yeah.
You get your drama, you get your scares, you get your cool special effects, but you also get fun.
Yes, because at the end is what you're looking for. You're not looking for a documentary or I don't know.
I know. I watch these things to enjoy myself.
Sometimes I feel like watching something stupid like The Killer Tomatoes and all of that. There's a stupid monster.
Those movies are fun.
Yes.
Those movies are so much fun. They get the joke.
Yes, exactly.
And it's.
Yes, someone asked me recently what I thought of the new Candyman. The latest movie of Candyman.
And what a piece of crap.
Yeah, it's awful. The first thing I thought is that the actor is too handsome to be scary. That's the first thing. Nothing is scary in that movie. Nothing at all. Even knowing what's going to happen, not one single time you jump. Not one.
They made it some kind of social commentary movie.
Yeah. Yes,
about racism and stuff like that. The original was a revenge movie.
exactly.
That
Yes.
worked. The revenge worked.
Candyman
This
is
piece of
revenge.
it is. This
That
piece
is.
of crap, they just came up with it didn't get it.
It's awful. It's awful.
It yeah, Hollywood in general has.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's the people making these decisions are accountants, not artists.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're making art, you gotta kind of know what art is
Yeah.
and how it works.
Yes.
And clearly, these idiots in Hollywood have no idea. They
Mm-hmm.
know what makes money.
Hmm. Yeah.
But 47 superhero movies later, I'm sick to death of superheroes.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes I don't understand how they do things. Because, for example, there was this movie that, well, it wasn't horror, but I watched it because, and they said it was Tarantino was involved. It was this movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something like that, from
Right.
DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
And I was looking, I mean, it was terribly slow. For me, it's way too long. I mean, I was, and
Yeah.
I was expecting Tarantino all the movie. Where is Tarantino? Tarantino is not here, And at the end of the movie, there's a bloodbath. And I said, there is Tarantino there. But I had to wait for the whole movie. But the people who, the people who were there for DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, that those people don't like Tarantino. So they hated the end because they just didn't know the meaning of that. It made no sense for them. But for me, it was a very boring movie until I got to see 5 minutes of Tarantino. So I thought, we're all upset in here. Tarantino lovers are upset, and Brad Pitt lovers are upset.
Yeah, Tarantino has one major flaw, I think, and that he's a little bit too in love with his dialogue.
Yeah.
And the best example of this, he did a double feature with Robert Rodriguez called Grindhouse. The movie he did was called Death Proof. The movie Robert Rodriguez did was called Planet Terror.
Yes, yes.
Planet Terror rocked. That is such a good, gratuitously violent grindhouse movie. And it's got Rose McGowan with a machine gun attached to her leg.
Yes, it's awesome.
How cool is that?
Yes, I loved it. Yes.
But Death Proof, here's my synopsis of Death Proof. There's a bunch of people talking, then some violent shit happens. Then there's a bunch more people talking, and then some violent shit happens at the end. That's the movie.
Yes.
It's boring as hell.
Yeah, I know. It's I don't know. I don't see a bright future in the screens.
No. Well, but I do see one in independent publishing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the indie writers that are the good ones out there. And I'm not going to say whether or not I'm one of them, because it's not for me to decide. But the good ones out there know that it's supposed to be fun.
Exactly.
And they make it fun. They don't take themselves, they're not writing, magnum opuses about whatever. They're writing zombies.
Yes, exactly.
There's guts flying everywhere and teeth gnashing, and you know, it's what you want to see.
Yes, they are not chained to anything.
No, and I mean the people who are writing this stuff are first and foremost readers.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
write what they love to read.
exactly.
So I don't know. Sooner or later, I suspect the traditional publishing world and then hopefully Hollywood
Why not?
will clue into the fact that indie is the way to go. The
Mm-hmm.
traditional publishing industry
Yeah.
is past its prime. It really is.
Yes. They will have to adapt.
You know, you get the big Random House and Columbia Publishing, whatever else there are out there.
Yeah.
Um, they strictly go by the bottom line. Who's going to sell books? Well, Stephen King's going to sell books.
Yeah.
Stephen King could copy out the phone book and people would buy it because it's got his name on it.
Yes.
Doesn't say whether or not it's any good,
No.
but it's going to sell. And that's all they care about.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
No.
And it, you know, you forget that how many times was Harry Potter turned down? And are all of those publishing companies going, oh, shit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think they will have to adapt sooner or later, even they
Sooner
want
or
it or
later.
not. Yes, because
Sooner or later.
even more with social media and all this growing world, people just can find anything they want on internet. And with these growing communities like the horror one, you just can get into Facebook, any of this horror. I want to read a horror book, and like 2,000 authors are going to jump on you.
Yeah.
So
You can even decide what kind of horror book you want to read.
yes, yes.
I want to read zombie. Boom.
Yes.
1,000 titles show up.
Yes.
I want to read demon. Boom. 1,000 titles show up.
Yes. Well, I guess the traditional companies, any kind of, they have a problem with that. On internet, you can find anything. So for many things, you don't need them anymore.
That's true. Yeah. Unfortunately, in order to post the bigger numbers, you've got to promote the hell out of what you're writing. Yes. You have to. Well, that takes at least half of my time.
Yeah.
At least. And the results are okay, but I don't have the time or the energy or the resources to devote to it. So, you know, you get the big publishing houses.
Yeah.
They spend millions advertising these things. I mean, for example, anytime past about the first or second week of November, it's not worth publishing the book.
Yeah.
If you can have a book that's completely written, ready to go, it's not worth publishing it until after the first year.
Yes.
Because this is when all the big houses are going to be spending their money trying to sell their books.
You get swallowed.
Exactly. Exactly. So.
Yes. Sometimes they tell me, some people here, that they don't know how to translate something. How do you say this in English? And I very often say, they don't say this in English. I mean, it doesn't exist. This kind of expression. You can do it. It's much more difficult to learn from English to Spanish than backwards.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you do a straight literal translation
Oh,
from English into Spanish. It does. It comes out backwards
yes.
because of the way that Spanish is constructed and the
Yes.
way English is constructed.
Yes. It's completely different. Yes.
Yeah, our words come out in a certain order.
Yes.
Spanish, if it's a straight translation, is a completely different order.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, when you translate, you have to rephrase everything. You just understand what they mean and just rephrase it, because you can't just translate like Google.
Right. Well, yeah. And you really notice it with recognizable words like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
If you say Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love,
Mm.
it would come out Spanish, 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 Philadelphia.
Yes.
Philadelphia would show up at the end, not the
Yes.
beginning.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
So,
It has nothing to do. And we say a lot of things that I could never translate into, like, sometimes I'm with some English native, I mean, that they don't speak Spanish, and I'm talking to
right.
them, and suddenly someone calls in my phone, in Spanish, and I start talking in Spanish, like, and then when I hang up, they tell me, what happened to your voice? What happened to my voice? It's the same. They say, no, you went like
It's called a foreign language.
yes, it's completely different, completely.
Mhm.
So, but it's fun to do, and it's similar. I even have problem with it. It's funny because the problems I have with words, the most, it's with words that they seem the same, but they are not. They are
Oh yeah.
completely
We
different.
we have a lot of those.
So I now, because I have improved, it doesn't seem so, but I have improved in my English. But at the beginning, sometimes I said something and some people understood completely the opposite, and I couldn't understand why. And it was because of that, because the same word that is very similar in Spanish, it's completely the opposite. For example, in a Spanish, how you say it is, you say excited. Excited is like to be happy about it as something, right? In a Spanish, it's to be aroused or aroused. I don't know how you call it. It's
Around.
yes, it means that. So you cannot say in Spanish, hey, I'm excited about this, because it's completely, so
Exactly.
yes, these kind of things. Or I don't know. So I had once, someone jumped me on Twitter because I said, I made a post or retweet or something with a title that said, because to expect something in Spanish is to await for something, but very excited about it. You're expecting something, and it's not the same in English. It's like more serious kind of thing, no? And
Right.
the title was something like the most expected movies, something like that. And I had someone jumped on my throat on Twitter, like, it's not expected, it's awaited, but who needs an editor, right? And I was like, sorry. Like,
Yeah. That's what this finger is made for.
yeah, but I don't know, because I'm not that confident with English, and it was so rude. Who needs an editor, right? Like, I don't know what did I say.
Yeah, I could tell when we had you in the padded room.
Yes.
I could tell a lot of the people in the group were like, she really didn't have a good time. And I could, and there may have been some of that, but I could see that number one, you were tired because it was like 1 in the morning your time.
Yes.
And number two, we're just rattling on in English, using all sorts of slang.
Yeah, I
And I'm
know.
sure you probably caught maybe half of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not your fault.
I try. I put things together quick, very fast, though. I mean, sometimes it happens that.
You did fine. You did fine, but I could tell you were concentrating.
Yes, I was. I was. Even more because I had the problem that the laptop I was using, it has a problem with the audio and it's slow.
Oh.
And so I wasn't hearing it as loud as I should. So it was like a mix of, and I was like so concentrated on what they are saying.
And what we were saying was just a bunch of nonsense anyway.
Okay, one thing I want is that because you know a lot about movies and good movies, so your recommendation, the 3 best movies in horror to have fun, and the horror, 3 best movies that are scary.
John Carpenter's The Thing. The original Alien.
Yeah.
And it would be a toss-up. Probably, well, it would be either John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah.
The original, or The Omen.
Okay.
Or maybe Silence of the Lambs.
Wow, yeah, that one, that's a legend.
Those would be my top 5.
Yes. We need to, how you call it, bring them back to life. So we replace the awful ones they make now.
Don't redo them.
No.
They remade Halloween. Rob Zombie did it.
Yeah. And the Texas Massacre.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, but it's not the original.
Yeah.
The original Halloween, you think it's a really bloody movie.
Yeah.
But if you watch it, it really isn't. You don't see much blood at all.
Yeah.
You just think you do. So when Rob Zombie came and did it, was blood freaking everywhere. And then they did a prequel to The Thing, which was absolute garbage, because all it was the same exact plot.
Yeah.
The same exact plot, supposedly earlier than the original story, which made no sense at all.
It makes no sense. Yeah.
It's
yes.
They remade The Omen, which I refuse to watch.
So it doesn't get ruined.
Yeah, thankfully they haven't touched the original Alien. You can't remake that.
Yeah.
And they haven't touched Silence of the Lambs.
But they still can.
Well, they can. If they do, they should be shot.
Yeah.
That's a crime against humanity.
Yes, I was talking to Brad Nelson that we were talking about the movies of the 80s that he was saying when he was a kid and he watched this kind of movies, that because he said the 13th time that you watch them, they weren't scary anymore, but you kept on watching them because you wanted to know how they had that hook in the neck and how they did this, and you were just there for the, I don't know the word in English, that feeling, that knowing how they did this and how they did that, and that doesn't happen anymore. They're not fun anymore.
No. Well, because in the first place, it's all computer generated.
Well, yeah.
It's not. Here's a good example of that. Tom Savini, great makeup artist.
Yeah.
was a combat photographer in Vietnam,
Mm-hmm.
and his way of judging his makeup effects was if it looked the way he saw it in real life,
Yeah.
combat in Vietnam. If it looked that way, it was good.
Yeah.
If it didn't, it wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. So I mean, those were, and you look at the Day of the Dead,
Mm-hmm.
the Dawn of the Dead that he
Yeah, the
did.
dawn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look at the Thing,
Yeah.
special effects in the Thing. Those were all practical. Not a single one of those were computer generated.
Yeah.
And they are awesome. They still hold up today.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're all 100% practical.
There's a reason why we still remember all these movies.
You think? Well, to me, music is the same exact way.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to the Beatles and the Stones and the Who and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and all these bands that people still listen to today.
Yeah.
And then you listen to the stuff that comes out today, and people will have completely forgotten it existed.
Yes.
5 years from now.
Even
it
less.
Will be as if, yes, even less.
Yes.
And it's, what the hell happened?
We're not cool anymore.
I guess. I don't know. But that music is still around. Those movies are still around.
Hmm.
Those great old movies. Well, like the original, The Thing from Another World.
Mm-hmm.
The 1950, whatever it was, black
Yeah.
and white classic. Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really consider that one and John Carpenter's The Thing to be like a remake or anything like that, because even though it started from the same source, which was a novella called Who Goes There?
Mm-hmm.
They're completely different movies. They're both awesome. You get the movie Them,
Mm-hmm.
about the giant ants. That is such a good movie.
Yes. We need to
And then
make a special of these movies.
I agree.
Or
I
a watch
absolutely
or a
agree.
watch party. I was talking the other day to someone saying we need to make watch parties. Maybe we could just bring up this kind of movies.
There's got to be a way to do it. What you've seen, Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, where you've got the movie playing and
Yes.
a bunch of people cracking jokes about it.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Live streaming.
Yes, Facebook allowed it before, but not anymore. I don't know what happened, but something happened. Not anymore.
I know that YouTube allows it.
Uh-huh.
If what you're doing is a critique.
Ah.
If you're doing a review of the movie as you watch it, or a review of the music as you listen to it,
see,
it's legal, and YouTube will allow it. But if you just sit there and watch it, or just sit there and listen to it, it's not.
And if we comment it?
I guess if we comment, it's cool. I guess. I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it.
Yes, I'm sure.
You just have to figure it out.
We have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And with this kind of movies, it can be very fun. Like this kind of, also the Evil Dead and all of this.
Oh yeah. We're watching Evil Dead, watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes.
It's not a movie to watch alone. It's a movie to watch with a bunch of friends sitting around drinking, getting high, and watching just a ridiculous piece of filmmaking.
Yes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is the same
Oh yes,
way.
yes. I want to watch that one again. I miss it so much.
It's best with a group of people.
Yes.
So
And
you
there's a
can sit
bunch
there
of
and
these
laugh
movies.
about it.
Yes, there's a bunch of these movies. The Killer Bed, the Killer Couch, the Killer Fridge.
Oh yes. There is actually Attack of the Killer Donuts. I'm not kidding. It's hilarious. It's on, or it was on Amazon Prime.
Yes. Is it
Attack
there?
of the Killer. It was Attack of the Killer Donuts. It's hilarious.
In which moment they decided to put that movie there?
Who knows? Well, it's like Sharknado.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been in the room during that first pitch meeting.
Yes.
And we got a movie about sharks. Okay, cool. Sharks are good. Sharks are good.
Yes.
Being picked up by a tornado and flying around killing people. Okay.
Let's do it. It sounds stupid. Let's do it.
There had to be that moment where it was either let's do it or have you stopped taking your meds?
Yeah. Well, I think that horror and stupid things go a bit together, right? Because there's a lot of good movies that if they had been pulled back, maybe we wouldn't have them now. Like the Evil Dead, that it was supposed to be a serious movie. First one.
They remade it. They remade The Evil Dead and made it a serious movie. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
The best thing of The Evil Dead is how fun it is.
Oh yes. Oh yes. When they were making all three of those Evil Dead movies.
Yes.
The first one, the second one, and versus the Ash versus the Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
Said that who's the guy that directed it? How was his name?
Who?
The guy who directed Evil Dead.
Oh, I can't remember. I have fish memory.
Yeah, exactly. I have a great memory on everything except names. I don't know why.
I never remember anything. That consoles you.
Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi and his brother.
Yes.
Used to have great fun beating the living crap out of Bruce Campbell while they were making these movies. They'd throw things at him and hit him on the head with boards.
Yes.
And it's like, you can't make that stuff up.
That's
and it's immensely entertaining.
Yes. There's a lot of fun scenes, like the one that has the head of the girl taken with that. Do you know that tool that holds a wood or a piece of wood or something when you cut it? You know, that piece of iron. I don't know how you call it in English. That it's on the table. You know. And it has the head.
The table saw.
When it has the head of the cheerleader in the fixed there, and she's talking and talking and talking, and she never shuts up. You know, that turns him crazy. And it's just a head they're making fun of him just taken with that. I love with that scene. Oh, it's amazing.
And the scene with the miniature ashes.
Yes.
Oh, the little miniature Bruce Campbell's running around. That's
Yes.
just hilarious.
Yeah.
How do you make a serious movie out of that? But they tried.
Yes. Why? Then we need to find out how to do that. How to make the watch bar. It can be very fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a way, I'm all ears.
I'll look for it. I'll look for it. I'll be back with you.
Excellent.
Okay, then just to wrap up, where can readers find you and your work?
You can find me on Amazon at Jeff Thomson, Thomson.
We will link
everything. You spell it right. Outstanding.
Yes.
You can find me there. You can find me on Facebook. I run the Asylum of Fear Facebook group and a couple of other ones. I do every 2 weeks. I do a podcast called The Padded Room, which is a televised train wreck, and all sorts of fun. Our next episode is tomorrow. Scott Baker and and radio personality Amy Brooks will be on tomorrow.
Great.
And then every other Monday, I do a podcast with Scott Baker called Battle Tested History.
Okay.
Because we're both a couple of history nuts.
That's great. You're busy.
And I'm retired. There are days I work more hours than when I was driving a truck for a living.
Yeah.
And those were like 12-hour days. So, but I'm retired now.
Yeah.
It keeps me amused.
And then you have for pre-order your new book.
For pre-order, my new book, Full Metal Zombie. That is available right now. You can get it on pre-order and save $1 because the price goes up on August 30th.
Okay.
Which is the release date.
Okay. We'll stay tuned to that. Okay, then we need to talk to the watch party. I will look for it, huh? It's a threat.
Please do. Oh, but do it. I'm all over it.
Okay. Then you have to keep me updated also on the other projects you have, that you're always busy doing things.
Will do.
Yes.
And I owe you a film review. I haven't come up with a good theme. I've seen a bunch of different movies, but it's like nothing's really coalescing into a theme. So I'll figure something out.
Okay. You're always in time. Okay. Then thank you so much for your time. It's always so fun to talk to you. So fun.
Yes.
Okay, then we'll link everything below for your pre-order, your website and everything, and your Facebook group. And
very good.
Have an amazing day, night for you. Your night?
It's day. It's
your day.
9 o'clock in the morning. Yes.
Okay.
9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yes, it's 6:66 here. Okay. Then take care, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for everything you do, Mar. You're awesome.
Nice. Okay. Have a lovely day. Bye
Take
bye.
it easy. Bye bye.